Some people just want to watch world fun.
Jeff nails another draft day.
Nailed
Makes
it.
top 5 has 98.
I got one more.
Jason just loves him some Kevin James.
Fucking Kevin James.
It's the history of bad.
It's bad.
It's the history of bad.
So bad.
It's the history of bad ideas. It's the history of bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's the history of bad.
That's right.
It's the history of bad ideas. Podcast.
Please note that any comments, jokes, questions, maybe anything that we say on the history of bad ideas is all in good fun. And remember, we insult everybody. Our thoughts, opinions, questions, anything else, actions that we do on the show do not reflect any of our employers, organizations, advertisers, or anyone else that is associated with the history of bad ideas. And remember, at the end of the day, it's just a joke. Welcome to the History of Bad Ideas, episode number 368. I'm Jason.
I'm Jeff.
Go, Jim.
I'm Jim.
I'm the intern.
Blake.
Hey! New year, new switch up. What is this? Welcome, everybody, to episode 368, January something, 2021. We have made it to 2021 somehow. Yay. I didn't think it was going to happen, but we did. So we are back this week.
My calendar says it's December 36th.
Oh, God.
2020.
So it just keeps going?
Yep.
Son of
On
a...
iTunes, what episode number is this?
371. Why?
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm on for 369.
Oh, dear God. That's next week, Blake. That's next
All
week.
right. Well, I'll see you later.
Okay, see ya. Oh, my goodness. After the last week's floppy episode, it was a big one
Yeah,
last
what a
week.
great episode.
Oh, my
I love
God.
my top 5 for the Indiana Jones titles.
Did I forget them?
Yeah.
That was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I know. That was 2 weeks ago. That's fine.
I apologize. I did not
It was a
see
great
them.
top 5 list, too. I really prided myself on it.
You know what? Your top 5 this week should just be that. Don't even worry about our top 5.
Painful measures to come up with that top 5.
I seriously did not see it. I apologize.
I logged ideas for 2 weeks. I even put them on my phone.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I really
It's all
didn't
right.
see
It's your
them.
show. It's your show. You do what
It's
you
not our
want.
show. My show. I forgot about it.
Yeah.
I didn't even see it. Shut it, Blake. Shut it. Shut
You
it.
never read to the end of the page, do you?
So thanks everybody for showing up last week. Jeff and Doug as the big votes last week. So that was nice for the Floppy Awards. Congratulations, Jason C. Brown, for Canadian of the Year.
Hey.
And Jeff is working on some design so you can post it.
You know, C is actually Canadian. That's his middle name.
Jason Canadian Brown.
Yes.
Gotcha. He had to change it, though, for Hollywood.
Because there was already a Jason Canadian Brown in Hollywood, so he needed to just go for the C.
Yeah, and he already won some kind of Moose Movie Award from Canada Films. I don't know what that is.
Well, they only make one film a year in Canada, so usually with Joshua Jackson, too. So
And it's only 3/4 of the length of American movies.
that's right.
The market is very saturated with Mike Myers films.
Surprisingly, the Love Guru 7 just came out in Canada. It's really odd. It really caught on up there. Not so much here. But yes, so congratulations, Jason C. Brown. In sad news, our second intern, the fax machine, officially quit on us after not winning the intern of the year. So we're looking for a new fax machine.
Fax machine.
I love that fax
Good.
machine.
So Brian, you don't have as much
It
competition.
did things for me that Brian never did.
What? Like what?
Oh, No.
Put out for me every time I asked.
Aww.
Well, you've only asked once, and it was the first time we ever met. So,
Well, to give Blake his credit, he asked once. If he asked more than that, it's harassment. So he would want to stop.
I was wondering why I was sitting by myself on the Hobie casting couch the first night you arrived.
Jim made sure to tell me what to look out for.
Surprisingly, Kristen Bell was on the call too. Just saying. Let's see here. So yes, thanks everybody for last week. We're coming up on our 8th year, I think. 7th year? What are we at, Jeff? 7th, right? We started in 2014.
Who's counting?
We've done 7, so we are starting our 8th year.
Okay.
Feels like an eternity. Dear God.
Blake
Will it ever
showed
end?
up. Blake showed up at episode 18. So he's been here 7.5 years. And Brian and Jim, I don't know when you showed up. You just did. So I think it's been about 2 years for you, Brian, maybe?
Not quite.
Not quite. Jim, I don't even know.
Long enough for two floppies.
Yes.
It's true.
And we did get, I'm not kidding, I'm not exaggerating, we did get people to ask us for a certification or a trophy or something to give to them, send to them, so they can post it.
Something to prove they actually won.
Yes, so Jeff, could you work on that for us?
I'm running through some ideas right now.
Okay, Knuckle Dust really wants one. And Kevin wants one. And I think there was another one that wanted
I'd like
one.
to have 2 of them, please.
Oh, well. And Jen Adams, I'm sure, wants one.
We'll get him the double donga.
Who or what is Knuckle Dust?
Best British indie film.
Oh, okay.
It was their first award.
Did they really want one? Seriously?
Yes, they did. They reached out and the director asked us, "Hey, can I get something like that, like some certificate or trophy, because that's our first award we won." So they want one. So
That's
I said,
hilarious.
"We'll get on it. We'll get on it, Knuckle Dust." So Trolley's coming through. Let's see here.
You would think I would remember who or what won the awards, but
It's been a week, 2 weeks, 2 weeks since we recorded.
2 weeks since recording. So,
Jim, did you get anything exciting for Christmas?
No.
Okay. Herpes?
No.
Okay.
That just keeps coming back.
Oh. It never is a gift that keeps on giving.
See, well, I didn't get like an engagement ring back or anything this year, so I guess it's a positive.
Keep your receipt.
Keep the gift receipt. Did anyone get anything exciting for Christmas this year?
No.
You did.
I haven't had Christmas yet.
You haven't had Christmas yet?
I'm not having Christmas until the last 2 weekends of January.
Oh, okay. Is it because your wife's working?
Well, that plus she got her first round of the vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
So we're waiting until she gets her second dose before we do anything with our families.
Gotcha.
We had a close contact with her that we had to quarantine for, and
Ugh.
she had to get tested and all that. So we just decided to push everything till the end of this month.
Are you guys still quarantined?
Nah.
Oh.
No, that
Vaccinated?
she got a negative back,
Okay.
but
She get vaccinated yet?
she got the first round. Yes, and then
Pfizer or Moderna?
It was the Pfizer. No, Moderna. Yes.
Funky cool Moderna. Okay.
Yeah, she got the Moderna.
Any side effects?
She just had a little soreness in her arm.
Okay.
For a couple of days, that was really noticeable. But other than that,
Pretty much what you get with any shot.
Yeah. The flu shot always gives me my arm usually is pretty sore. I was going to say stiff, but I was just waiting for a side joke from somebody. But yeah.
Well, when that one side is so muscular from. Yeah, that's right.
So the reason why I asked for the side effects, Brian, is because my community Facebook page stated a local restaurant had to close for 2 weeks because of COVID. So it had 151 comments. And I'm like, why is there 151 comments on this? So then I realized 118 of them were about if COVID was real or not from the local community members. One of them said, don't get that COVID shot because it gives you the flu. I saw it online. And then,
Jesus.
I hate people.
You know, they should just give rumors that it gives you superpowers.
I mean, and then
the
best part is, though, one of the nurses I know in the community, she responded, no, it does not. There's no virus in there. It is not true. Please look up your information before posting. And then people kept going, I don't believe you. I think it does. And then another one said, well, it stops pregnancies. And so, and God bless this nurse. She kept trying. And I'm like, no, just abort this conversation, ma'am.
And at what point do you think a lot of people are just, pulling her leg and just keep her going?
Yeah, how many are just trolling versus how many are trolling?
Knowing some of the people in my community, I would say probably not a lot. I feel like some of them were just like, yeah, I could see that. I think there is trolling.
As someone who trolls a bunch of people online because I get bored, you just don't do it with that one, man. That one you just let go.
I saw a good meme. It showed the Golden Gate Bridge is like anti-vaxxers be like, well, it's 99.997% safe to cross. I think I'll swim.
Well, there's a nurse in Wisconsin that just got arrested for he took out 600 doses of it and let them go bad because he
on purpose,
because he's a big conspiracy nut.
Because he's a jackass.
Maybe he realized that they weren't getting distributed, so he just set them free. Maybe that was it. Maybe he was trying to be a good deed. No.
Yeah.
No. So on the positive, we're not England or Scotland. They're shut down. They are officially locked down.
Again.
Yes. Good old.
It doesn't matter. It's not like they can freely travel to the EU anymore.
That's true. That is true. Damn you, Brexit.
We could end up like the Walking Dead, and if there was a government official alive, we would never be locked down ever again.
Well, it's my freedom. Let's see. Jeff, did you get anything good for Christmas?
I guess.
Well, what'd you get?
A book.
What book?
Game. Ready Player 2.
Oh, the new one. Did you read it?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Ready Player 1 is on HBO Max now, so I'm looking to watch that this week or so. I've never read the book.
Read the book instead.
Okay. Well,
I'll wait for the movie.
Ready Player 2?
Yeah.
So, first off, we do want to confirm Tanya Roberts is dead.
Are you sure?
No.
Not 100%.
99.97%.
Until the coroner comes out and confirms it. At this point, I'm not willing to risk it.
So,
her doctor did say she is now dead.
Okay.
Oh, okay, good.
Good.
Not good, but thank you for clarifying, doctor. Not good.
Oh my
I
God.
suppose the publicist jumped the gun there. Is that what happened?
Well, her husband, I guess, her friend was in the room and thought she opened her eyes and then just kind of gave a last breath, and then he just thought she was dead because so he went out and he told the publicist, and then she regained consciousness after that.
But he had been calling family members and stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Did she wake up and say, "I'm not dead yet"?
Shut up! You're not fooling anyone.
I think I'll go for a walk.
Her publicist said, "No, she's mostly dead." I'll print anyways.
Well, we apologize to the Roberts family here for this. I guess we didn't do as much damage as her boyfriend, though. So, yeah, she was star of James Bond. She was in James Bond films.
Angel.
What's that?
That's the TV show.
Yep.
She's in one James Bond film.
Yeah. She's in the 70s show, like Jim said. She was whose
Charlie's
mom?
Angels. Oh, she was. What's her name? Laura Prepon's character.
Donna?
Yeah, Donna's mom.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't realize she was in Charlie's Angels. She was a replacement, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was in the fifth and final season.
Okay.
She played Julie Rogers, a model turned detective.
She replaced Shelley Hack.
She replaced Shelley Hack.
She was a hack.
She was. That's why she was only on for a year.
When did the original cast leave?
Well, Jacqueline Smith stayed on the whole time.
Okay.
When they
Farrah
asked
Fawcett
for a raise
left
in
after.
Sex is Hollywood, said, "Screw you, you're fired."
Farrah Fawcett left after a year because her husband, Lee Majors, didn't like a wife who worked. And Jacqueline Smith was the whole. Kate Jackson left after 3 years.
Do you think Lee Majors was mad because he's like, I make Fall Guy money. You get over there and make me some breakfast. Damn you. I don't need you working.
Fall Guy wasn't out yet.
I know. I was just trying to make a Fall Guy joke because anytime I can make a Fall Guy joke, Jeff, I'm going to make a Fall Guy joke.
You can make a $6 million man joke.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She was also in Beastmaster.
Tanya Roberts?
Yes,
Yeah.
she was.
Oh.
And Sheena.
Oh, Queen of the Jungle?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I'm looking up her IMDb right now.
When she wrote
Yeah, you know that off the top of your head, Blake. You know that.
Okay, it's in my personal collection. And she was on the Love Boat, of course.
Everyone was.
Everybody was on the Love Boat.
Everybody who was acting at that time was on the Love Boat and Fantasy Island.
I remember.
Even people who weren't acting were on the Love Boat.
I remember my dad coming home one day from the local video store, and he rented Sheena, and everybody sat down to watch it, and we're like, why did you rent this? And he's like, I heard it was really good. And at one point, she's riding a zebra, and it was just a horse painted black and white. And throughout the film, it the paint, the color that they put on the horse was fading away. I still remember that, and that was a horrible.
And then it killed the
film.
horse because it was toxic.
That's right. It's not the Tin Man. God. No, when I first saw that Tanya Roberts was dead or dying, I was like, the White Snake person? I was like, oh, wrong one. Wrong one. Okay. I'm okay.
Similar. Very similar.
Yes.
Just frizz her hair out. Dead on almost.
Yes, she did.
Tanya Roberts got arrested for throwing and beating her husband.
Really?
She never did.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tanya Roberts
Oh,
never did.
That's right. Tiny contains it.
But I bet they both danced on cars. And looked hot.
I think they did.
We also want.
He was in the
Roberts
Blues
was not-
Brothers animated series.
I didn't even know they had
What?
one.
Neither did I.
Neither did the Blues
Seven.
Brothers.
Know that because I bet it's not good.
Do you think it's better than Blues Brothers 2000?
I don't know if it could be worse, but it could be just as bad.
Okay. So, Breath of Silence. Just a half breath because we don't know if she's dead or not. And then Breath of Silence for Adolfo Quiones.
Leones.
Shut up,
Yep.
Brian. I can't say it because I look over at you and you're just laughing. Stop it. Stop it. He was in Breaking.
Breaking
And
Star.
Breaking 2.
Breaking to Electric Boogaloo. He was 67, I think. He wasn't that old either. Tanya Roberts was 65. So, Breath of Silence. So, anybody?
You couldn't see it, but I did a robot Adolfo.
Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
Don Wells.
Really?
Yeah. Marianne.
Ann.
Marianne.
Gilligan's Island.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Ginger's the sole survivor. She wins.
What does she win? The island?
Yes. She was 82. Don
Wells.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was sad. She died of COVID-related disease, they said. She had COVID.
I did like the one meme that said, Mary Ann's dead because people listened to the millionaire instead of the professor.
Larry King is not dead. He's in the hospital, but he's not dead. So, yeah, it's true.
They just brought him out of ICU today.
Wow.
Ooh, he might survive it.
I feel like him and Courtney Love might repopulate the earth when we're all gone. I really feel like those two.
I don't think that's an earth I would want to live on.
I don't think Courtney Love is as I'd say immortal as you place her to be.
You know,
I mean, she just survived taking lots of drugs.
yeah, but that was a lot of drugs. And she skipped out on a murder rap, allegedly. Allegedly. Let's see here. Did anybody watch anything in the last couple weeks? Any quick
One
things?
more breath of silence,
Oh.
Jason.
I'm sorry, who?
Brody Lee,
Yeah.
a.k.a. Luke Harper.
We forgot. Yeah, that he passed away right before or right after we recorded last. So, did you watch that AEW tribute show?
I did.
Woo, that was rough. That was
Putting
sad.
onions all over that place.
Yeah, they had his son out there. He had Brody Lee passed away, 42 years old or 41. Non-COVID lung issue. He was fighting since October 29th, I think they said. He was at the Mayo Clinic, and really sad too because he was just hitting his stride too. And it was funny, kind of funny because I kept thinking after the dog collar match that he had with Cody Rhodes, I was like, that was a good match. You know, he's probably going to go on to face Moxley or something, and then you never saw him, and then somebody said he was out injured. I was like, oh, okay, and then you never heard about him, and it's because his family asked to keep it quiet. But yeah, and then his son came out and hit MJF with a kendo stick, which was awesome. But yeah, that was rough to watch. But yeah, so
With all the tributes I saw from him, I mean, he seemed to be like one of the most well-liked people in the industry.
yeah, they said he was just a good family guy. They said he would leave the shows at AEW, work till 2 a.m, and then drive through the night just to get home to see his kids the next day and his wife. So, yeah, it's sad. That one shocked me too, but I forgot about that one. Good job, Brian. So, on a happier note,
Sorry, I was distracted, but I did want to comment on Dawn Wells and her exorbitant amount of USO tours in support that she had done for the military.
really,
Yeah,
would she sing?
she did everything. She was Mary Ann.
Well, I was just wondering what you did on the USO
Yeah.
show tours.
Yeah, she was actually given a honorary commander's jacket too from the Navy, so it was pretty cool. She wear it all the time.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Did anybody watch anything of
Lots
note?
of stuff.
Well,
Don't tell me how Cobra Kai season 3 ends. I got 2 episodes to go.
Oh shit! I forgot to
haven't-
watch that.
Yeah, I haven't seen a single episode yet, so don't tell me how it begins.
I was shocked that Johnny died.
Straight off in the first episode, man. I didn't even know what they were going to do to finish.
I watched.
I'm not sure the robot came in.
I watched the entire season the day it came out.
Was it good?
I loved it.
I enjoyed it.
It's easy to watch, isn't it? It is real sad.
It is.
I had to stop myself so I can prolong the pleasure.
Yeah.
Brian, because of you, we taped all of them because they had a marathon, and my wife and I started Yellowstone. Season
Yes.
1. We got all 3 seasons taped. Oh my god, we can't stop watching that. That's a damn good show.
It is very good.
And every
Is that
time
the one with Yogi Bear?
No, it is not. That's Jellystone. That's the less serious one. That's on. Jellystone is on. Sorry,
Network.
Spike.
Food Network.
Food Network.
Hey, boo boo. Hey, that's the top 5 right there.
Spike doesn't even exist anymore.
I know. That's why I made the joke, Jeff.
Paramount is now Spike.
Yes. No, Yellowstone's really good though. Really enjoy it. Kevin Costner's awesome in it. His whole family's fucked up.
Cole Hauser is incredible.
Kevin Costner's daughter in it. When she's trying to, basically make her play. We're only 6 episodes in, but like with the married builder and that, my wife and I were like, it's all going to come together in the last episode that she just makes this masterful plan and it's going to fuck everything up. And she is psycho, that daughter.
Yes, but by the end of season 3, you'll have a very different outlook of her and appreciation for her.
And it's good.
At least we did.
It's good to see Wes Bentley working, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah. He still chases plastic bags though throughout the show. Give me the plastic bag; it's so pretty. Anybody else watch anything?
Wonder Woman 84.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You guys went to the theaters, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a lot of people there?
There were people sitting in our seats.
Fucking assholes.
Did you cough on them? Get the fuck out!
We walked up and we're kind of standing right in front of them, and they're like, "Are we in your seats?" We're like, "Yes." Oh, are you sure? They had no idea what seats they were supposed to be in, so they moved over one seat. And we're like,
no, there's supposed to be distance between people. You got to leave at least 2 seats between.
So they moved over like 3 seats, and then they sit down, and the first thing I hear is, "Oh, this seat's broken."
I mean, before the pandemic, you have assigned seating at that theater, and it's like after with the pandemic, I don't know, have some thought. They sell the seats. Like, get the fuck over.
Are you sure they're yours? Yes, we were the first people to buy seats for this show. That's why we have the best one.
It's either one of 2 things. Either they're playing stupid on purpose, or they're really high.
I don't think they were playing
stupid.
I don't think they were playing stupid. I think they just were stupid.
That vaccine gives you the flu.
That one doesn't even make sense.
As I said, it reminds me of going to like the first Bengals game of the year when we go to our seats and we go down there. There's always somebody sitting in our seats. And we're like, these are our seats. And they're like, sure.
Yeah. No, I've only been sitting in this seat for the last 12 years, dumbass. I'm not sure.
And then they just try and move a couple of seats down. We're like, no, those are also our seats, and they'll be here soon.
Did you guys renew season tickets? Or are you going to?
That has not been discussed yet.
We haven't heard from our contact who deals with the Bengals on next season yet. I'm sure the invoice will probably be coming out. They usually are pretty fast about it.
Because they didn't waste any
get
time.
their money.
They didn't waste any time advertising for season tickets.
Zach Attack, baby. Zach Taylor, season 3, baby. We're back.
I'm not so disappointed that Zach's back, but Lou's back is the one that I'm kind of like,
Yeah,
the coordinator.
Yeah, that was the one. That's the biggest one and who knows? They haven't officially announced anybody yet. So, but I've heard he'll be back. But he was the one that him and the offensive line coach were the 2 that I was most happiest if they would both be gone.
And Jim Turner is gone.
Yes. I did hear last night Dave Lapham was talking about him, and he is 100% out the door. So that's good.
Along the defensive line coach, Eason, and an assistant line coach.
And the offensive, defensive lines, wide receivers coach.
Okay.
The running back coach took a job with University of Kentucky.
Yeah.
And I think there was maybe one other, but
And not to go into too deep of a conversation about football here, but even if you fired Zach Taylor, who do you get? There's Eric
Marvin Lewis.
Eric Bieniemy's not coming here because he's going to go. So he's got his pick of a job if he wants it. Who do you get out
Does
there?
he?
Does he? Because no one's hiring him.
That poor guy.
The problem for Bieniemy is he's with Kansas City, and a lot of these jobs are filled by the time they're allowed to even fucking
Yes.
talk.
Oh yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
He did interview this week, but yeah, like you said, they can't wait. So,
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I'm okay with them giving him at least another season, but
If they start out 0-6 or something, he's got to go.
yeah. Especially with the effort that was put out on the field for the last game of the season, coming off of a 2-game winning streak, beating Pittsburgh. You got to expect final home game of the year. You got to expect a little bit more than 38-3 and giving up 480 rushing yards to Baltimore.
Well, it's because they were playing the linebackers back because they had no cornerbacks. The middle was wide, and then they had no defensive line again with Mike Daniels out again. So it was pretty much, we didn't expect to win it, but
But
the effort wasn't great.
That, and I don't know. It's kind of selfish, but I would have liked to have seen them. And they were trying in the second half to get AJ's record, but
Definitely were trying, and the problem is the defense was rolling 2 guys on top of him. They had a safety on there, so there's a reason he only had 48 yards passing in the game.
yeah.
Because in the second half, it was all AJ they were going to, and the defense is like, no, fuck you.
You'd think they would be nice to just let him have one.
No,
They were already beating the shit out of him.
This is the
38-10.
Jeff, this is the defensive coordinator who was pissed off that the Bengals kicked a field goal in their first meeting, so they didn't have a shutout.
Hey Jeff,
He came out
You're
and blasted the
supposed to-
Bengals. He came out and blasted the Bengals for kicking a field goal rather than going for it.
You're supposed to put points on the board.
Yeah, but he said they were down by so much they should have gone for it on 4th down.
Well,
He
it
was
is-
pissed off and kicked a field goal.
it is Baltimore. That city doesn't have much going for it. Sorry.
That was just so he could claim that they didn't get shut out.
Oh yeah, but he came out and he was pissed off at it.
Yeah,
But that's what they're supposed to do. It's more
Exactly.
embarrassing to be shut out than to get.
So do you think this defensive coordinator was going to do anything to help AJ Green to get a record? No.
Especially with how badly he destroys the Ravens year by year.
And after Tyler Boyd and Dalton scored that touchdown a couple years ago to knock him out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well, that was cool.
To circle back,
And Buffalo.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know how the playoffs taste.
yeah.
Do you even know what it tastes like?
Well, it's going to taste like
It's been
shit
since
because our
2002.
coaching staff
Hey Brian,
COVID out.
90% of Cleveland Browns won't know what it tastes like either. They don't have any taste or smell right now.
Exactly. That's true. The worst, they've been so good all year, and then all of a sudden, the last 3 weeks, you're like, oh,
Do you think
Christ.
God hates the Browns? Because I kind of do.
No, I saw a meme where they were talking about how Pittsburgh, the Steeler organization, learned how to weaponize COVID. there were 4 teams they played with that came out with outbreaks before it.
I believe it, man. There's a
Tennessee,
conspiracy.
Baltimore.
The NFL needs to investigate.
It's that damn
Tennessee
Heinz
and
Ward.
Baltimore once caused them to have their schedule all fucked up.
Yeah. What skanky hose are they sending around the country? That's what I want to know.
Just Ben Roethlisberger. Just him. So circle back. How'd you guys like Wonder Woman 1984?
I really wanted to like it a lot,
Mm-hmm.
but it was really average.
The longer the movie went on, the worse it got.
Yeah.
Yeah. It
I
wasn't
didn't
bad.
realize
It
it was
just got
2.5 hours
annoying.
long when I watched it. And I'm like, it wasn't a good 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
My daughter really loved it because she loves Wonder Woman. And
And she's young to watch it and like it without,
correct. And
Thinking
I was
like
ready to
we
fast
do.
forward parts like, okay, there's certain parts ultraviolet. And I was like, there's no fight scenes. Like, there's really not much. Like, there's 3 fight scenes total. And I was like, oh, okay, which is okay. But for 2.5 hour long superhero film, it's kind of disappointed in the lack of fighting.
even her fight against Cougar was
Cougar.
really disappointing. Cheetah, sorry.
Cougar's the one you meet at the bar.
Kristen Wiig. Yeah, even Minerva or Barbara.
You say normal?
Even that was disappointing.
Yeah.
Well, especially because, the exciting parts of that fight were shown in the trailers.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There were the 2 or 3 cool things that happened in that fight we already saw. So that fight was there.
It wasn't the worst DC film because there's a lot worse.
Not by
No.
far. I mean,
Yeah.
But I agree with you, Blake. It was
Yes.
average. It was
My,
like
my wife, when it was done, when it was done,
Mm-hmm.
she said, "Why can't they make good movies like Marvel?" I said, I don't know. Good question.
I thought Cheetah being transformed into what she was kind of like just from the comic book sense. I thought it was a lot better in the comic books than that.
I was expecting her to be a bigger enemy.
Yeah, she was better than Black Manta and Aquaman, right, Jim?
Oh, that was horrible.
Jim, we got Black Manta. Nah, not really. No.
I was like, if Black Manta's the bad guy, then let him be the bad guy.
Yeah. But he'll be.
so are we going spoilers on this? It's been out for 2
Yeah, we
weeks.
can.
or-
Go
Well,
ahead.
I didn't understand. I understand the main foe. What's his name?
Maxwell Lord.
Yeah, I understand it's the early '80s, and you got the tie-in to the early decade of greed.
Mm-hmm.
More. But, I still don't understand what he was still doing with all the wishes and stuff. It still didn't give me any clarification on his motivation other than he just wanted more. But I guess that was the whole
The
thing.
whole thing was, and it's like, oh, so the wishes would only happen if people gave up stuff, because it's like the wishes came true, and then he said, "Now I'll take your army."
Yeah.
To the one guy, and it's like there was no condition on the wish.
I felt like the whole reason that they did the monkey paw story was basically just to get Chris Pine back, right? That was it.
I thought the whole monkey paw thing was just a reference to a great literary twist.
The Simpsons?
The monkey's paw, isn't
No,
that a short story?
No, I know. That's why I said.
It's the monkey's paw.
Yeah.
I just thought they were trying to be cute. But yeah, why bring back Chris Pine? Here's the thing I don't like about sequels that they do sometimes is that they can't advance the story. They have to go back. They have to repeat the formula that they had before, and you don't get anything new. And your enemies don't have any build up. They're just all thrown in there. You just can't have one and focus on that backstory and make it a good, protagonist, antagonist. You got to go back. Well, we have to go back, and we got to bring back Chris Pine, and we got to bring it. It's like advance the story. They didn't. They did what bad sequels do.
And I hate saying this because I hate when fanboys do it, but that is not Maxwell Lord. Like, that's not him. Like, it was weird.
Yeah.
And that's fine if you change the characters for movies. I don't have a problem with it. but it was weird. Like, that's not Maxwell Lord. That's not who he is.
Yeah, I kept waiting for him to break out Grogu.
It was Maxwell Lord because that's what his name was.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Jim.
Mr. Obvious.
Gal Gadot still is awesome. I mean, she really is a great Wonder Woman. I like her.
I like the 80s throwback stuff, which is kind of like why you like Cobra Kai. But the 80s throwback stuff, I did have fun trying to pick out, who Chris Pine was modeling after.
Yeah.
But other than that, I was like, okay.
But like I saw somebody said, it's like, okay, you decide you want to put your new movie set in the 80s, and you have all these 80s throwbacks, and not one single piece of music from the 80s.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that until one of my coworkers told me that.
Oh my gosh, you're right. Horrible opportunity missed.
I think
and fanny packs were stupid in the 80s.
Yeah.
Still.
They still are.
I thought
unless you're an obnoxious American tourist afraid to travel in New York City.
I think I still put Wonder Woman, the original, Shazam, and probably even Aquaman above this.
I definitely put those three above it. Yeah.
It wasn't bad. What's that, Jim?
The opening scene bothered me because I just thought they were going to play Quidditch.
Good job, Jim.
Look at the entire thing. It's like, oh, that's a Quidditch.
Oh, there's the goal. And
I did watch Soul on Disney Plus.
Watch what?
Soul, Soul.
Oh,
the new Pixar movie.
Yeah, that was odd as well. Like, from a regular film, it was very original and probably really, really good. But it's tough to explain. Like, as a kid's film, like looking at it for a family film, there was a lot of stuff that went over all my kids' heads, and like, not like cute stuff. It was just really weird. It wasn't humorous as much as I wanted it to be. I mean, I still think it was a good film, but I don't think there's much replayability with that, like some Pixar films. So it was original. I'll give it that, but it was odd.
I saw a good meme about it. It said, I never thought I'd have to explain, watching a Pixar movie, I never thought I'd have to explain to my child about deep things like death and afterlife and all this other kind of stuff.
I'll say this, and this is going to sound weird. I think it's my least favorite Pixar film, but I think it might be one of the most well-written Pixar films. So
you're taking the sequels to Cars.
Oh, no. Okay. Well, maybe it's average then for me. Maybe it's in the middle, Jeff. Good call. Because I liked it better than Ratatouille. I mean, I think it was a really well-done film, but it just wasn't... I don't know. It was odd. I don't know. It's tough to explain. I don't even know how to grade it. But yeah, there you go.
Well, you grade it on what it is, not what you expected it to be.
Yeah, and maybe that was it. I was expecting something from Pixar, and it was totally different. So, but yeah. Anybody else watch anything?
I watched the season premiere of The Rookie. That started this week.
We did too.
I did as well.
Thoughts?
I just thought they were, after like the first couple, I thought they would get really preachy with the entire, since it's a cop show and all the demonstrations in 2020. They made a little comment about it early, but they got away from it. So I really thought they were going to go real preachy. And I'm like, I don't want a Shonda Rhimes show right now.
But watching the upcoming season highlights at the end, it's definitely going to be a theme throughout this season. Hopefully it doesn't turn into like every episode, but
yeah,
I don't mind the small little, bits and pieces here and there, but
I did like that it doesn't look like from the previews that they're going to address COVID, which I'm fine with.
So I don't know if they do or not, but it literally picks up from the immediate second last season ended.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
And well, just
I mean-
just the previews for like the next several weeks. They never wear. They don't wear masks. They don't have anything like that. I'm like, okay, because my wife. What's that?
I was just going to say that's my problem with the shows out there that do address COVID, address them for like 1 or 2 episodes, and then forgot about it and just go back on. And
The Good Doctor did that, didn't they?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't watch
so
The Good Doctor.
the first, let's see, the first 2 episodes or 3 were all COVID, like nonstop, like start to finish, and then they did a little time jump after that, just because they didn't want to make a whole season about it.
Tim Allen's new show, or Tim Allen's show, has that too. Man of the House, or what is that?
Last Man
Standing.
Yeah.
Are they complete deniers that it exists?
They said the first episode addresses it, and then they do a 3-year time jump.
3-year, okay.
The writers said that they wanted to tell stories in the last season, and they couldn't do that with COVID and pandemics and quarantine, so that's why they jumped ahead. So, yeah, because, well, I guess it would be a 2 years. 2023, it says it takes place after episode 1. So,
Trump's still fighting to be president.
Still contested.
Still squatting in the White House.
Day 935 of the White House standoff.
Squatters' rights. Squatters' rights.
Well, they said they aren't going to force him out. They're just going to, cut off all electricity and stop all deliveries to the White House until he leaves on his own.
Oh, they're going to do the Seattle, Washington method.
And I suppose they said Biden will rule from the Blair House or something.
The Blair Witch Project house.
All they really have to do is just close the McDonald's in the basement.
You beat me to it, Brian. I was just going to say DoorDash won't deliver McDonald's.
Stop deliveries of Diet Coke and close the McDonald's. He's out of there.
I'll be honest. They probably should do that anyways. Of any McDonald's, just stop. Anything else you guys watched, real quick?
Yeah, Vice had the "It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia" marathon.
I after I finished Sports Night on IMDb TV, I came across Coach on there, which is one of my all-time favorite sitcoms. I remember watching it with my dad as a kid growing up. He loved it, so I've been binging that pretty hard. Man, I love that show. I forgot how funny it was.
Even the Orlando Breakers seasons?
Well, I haven't gotten to. I'm not into those seasons yet, but I'm getting there. I just started season 7 today.
Okay, so they already wrote the daughter and son-in-law out of the show.
Yeah, Kelly and Spencer are gone.
Where are they at? Didn't they move or something?
Well, they got divorced.
Oh, okay.
And then she moved to New York. She got a job in New York.
Okay.
So
I suppose she couldn't stay in college the whole time the show was on.
Right. But it's weird they don't ever show her graduate college.
Well, she might not have graduated.
She was in college for 6 years. She just left.
Those are called doctors, Jim.
She has 3 credits left.
Well, that's funny because the one episode where they're talking about Dauber, where he's been in school for 8 years or whatever. He's been there for 8 years, and he's got 3 different degrees, but he still doesn't have enough credits to graduate. He's got a degree in forestry, and what else was it? I don't remember what it was, but it was all of his degrees were in the class or in the buildings that were the closest to where he lived. That's how he picked his classes. They were closest to where he lived, so he didn't have to walk.
Oh, real quick, I forgot to tell you this. On The Rookie, his Castle's mom comes to visit, It's his mom from sorry, not Castle. Nathan Fillion's character. His mom comes to visit in The Rookie. It's Castle's mom. It's the same actress.
Oh, that's
Sorry.
cool.
Sorry, not to interrupt, but
No, that's.
you did get me hooked on Sports Night again.
It's just I get so sucked into it, and then it's over.
Yeah. I watched Flight Attendant with Kaylee Cuoco, whatever her name is.
Cuoco.
Has anybody watched
Cuoco.
Cuckoo.
it? Cuckoo.
No.
I saw like an episode or something.
Did you like it?
Well, it was like the third episode.
Oh.
So
They
It's
don't
not
put
really
them out
that
in order for a reason, guys.
somebody else was watching it, and I walked into the room. So
Somebody
couldn't get
die
it.
in this?
There was no plot, character development in the third episode.
It's good. It's 8 episodes. There was some lull in the middle, but overall it's pretty good. So,
they kill off
the third
Dario
episode-
Naharis.
what'd you say?
The third episode was a lull.
But yeah, it's worth your time. My wife and I binged that pretty quickly through the holiday week. So, okay. Anything else we want?
I mean, they killed off Dario Naharis in the first episode.
Is that the guy?
That's a character he played in Game of Thrones.
Oh, okay.
Which Dario Naharis?
The replacement Dario.
Yeah, I rewatched Game of Thrones this week.
The whole thing?
The whole thing.
All 7 seasons.
I thought you would stop after season 5.
It's 8 seasons, isn't it?
Yeah, the last 2 seasons, though, are the same length as a regular season, so they just count as one.
Yeah, I even watched the end.
That's where they got lazy.
There were some good parts to the end, but yeah, it was not still disappointing.
Could you see the battle that was all pitch black? Did they make that adjustment?
No, I still have no idea what happened in the battle against the White Walkers.
Oh, okay.
I saw some flame up here, and then some flame over there, and then I saw a glint of metal.
Torch Boy is in it?
And then the Night King dies, and then
Spoiler.
Yeah, well, did it show where Arya actually came from?
The tree.
out of the darkness, because everything was dark. She could have been standing right behind him. I couldn't see.
I've been here for 6 days behind you. Boo. Anything else real quick? Any quick reviews? Anything else before we move on? No?
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember. I watched a bunch of shit, but I can't remember. So
If you think of it, come on back.
I spent all weekend playing games.
What'd you play?
Well, I decided this year I'm going to log all my plays into IMDb, into Board Game Geek.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see. What did I play?
Like, did you play online with friends?
No, I was out of town.
Oh, okay. Awesome. Did you, well, while you look at...
I played Clue Liar's Edition.
Ooh.
I don't know
my
what that
friend-
is.
My friends aren't real good at Clue.
Uh,
So I easily won both games.
were they all drunk?
We were all pretty tipsy, but they just don't get the intricacies of asking what somebody else asks and this and that.
And they actually murdered someone, Brian. They literally just killed somebody. Who did it? Lights are off.
Yeah, you won't see Jersey around anymore.
see, the games
sorry.
I played Deception, Murder in Hong Kong, Lords of Waterdeep, CV, Tiny Epic Galaxies, Elysium, Everdale, Call to Adventure, and Abomination, the Heir of Frankenstein.
Did you say Riverdale was one of them?
No, I said Everdale.
Oh, I thought you said Riverdale. I was Archie.
We're not
Which one was your favorite?
Of those, my favorite was probably Elysium.
Okay. Is it the one with Matt Damon?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Matt Damon was not in the game.
Sorry. Sorry. Okay. Well, let's see here. We had a poll of the week. I think we did. I don't know.
We did.
Jim, go ahead and read that one.
The Twitter poll of the week. Again, I have no idea what the.
Oh, shit. You don't know the winners. Never mind. I got it, Jim. I got it.
Oh, no one
I
voted
got
on this Twitter poll.
What was your favorite thing you watched recently? We had Soul, Wonder Woman 1984, Cobra Kai Season 3, and The Stand.
Had decent amount of votes. Last place was The Stand at 10%.
I just watched the first episode. I watched the first episode of it, and that's it. So,
Wonder Woman 1984 was at 12%. And winning 40 to 38%, close one. Cobra Kai Season 3 beating out Soul. There you
Doesn't
go.
surprise me.
I think they said they had 6 seasons planned out for Cobra Kai. Is that what they said? I think it was 6.
He teased they can go up to 6.
Yeah.
They're planned out for 6.
Wow.
So
But I guess-
I didn't
I think
realize
they need to
this,
get
but
signed
the
for 6, right?
entire sorry, Blake.
It's all right.
The entire third season Netflix didn't do. It was already completely
it was
shot.
already made. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
already.
I didn't realize that. I thought that like YouTube had stopped, started, but then stopped because of COVID, and then they just decided to sell it, which would make sense because they're trying to, get out of the doing that. But I didn't realize that it was all completely done, and then which is awesome because Netflix bought it and they gave them a huge amount of time to build their writers' room for season 4,
Oh yeah,
which is awesome.
it was easy. It's an easy sell too. Like, hey, we're going to sell this as a pilot season. You guys can it's a finish. You guys can take.
Yeah,
So it was easy to sell.
sure.
Blake, do you think 6 seasons is too long?
I don't know. It depends how it plays out. I mean, it is easy and fun to watch, but it's also very predictable. So I don't know.
Repetitive.
Uh,
You can only have Johnny and Danny so mad at each other for so long.
Well, it's pretty good across all demographics because you got fogies like me who grew up watching Karate Kid and so you got your adult storyline there, the continuing on your nostalgia from the 80s, and then you got the younger generation is a little Riverdale-y, Riverdale's ish. You got your so they do a good job of going across the spectrum of bringing everybody in, with the kid soap opera too. But I was kind of wondering that. I haven't seen any criticism of it yet, but there's a couple risky, a little bit of risky sexualization of the minors going on, and maybe a little bit of some stereotype stuff that if people wanted to wrapped around the axle, they probably could.
They did write off the one female character from Cobra Kai.
So
She went to private school.
Is that what it was?
That's
Yeah.
because of the fight at
Okay.
the end. But they did say that she'll be back.
Okay.
They just didn't have anything for her this season. Just like the Kyler, the character Kyler from earlier in the first season or second season.
He comes back?
He comes back, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because the
So-
actress was not happy that she was not in third season. She went to Instagram. I don't think she was pissed off, but she was kind of like heartbroken and
Yeah, that's kind of I think what it was. Is like I don't think I think she knew it was going to happen, but I get it, but they definitely said like she's not done with her. Like they're not done telling her part of their story. Yeah.
I still
But
say
I do like how they keep reaching back into the movies and the sequels and bringing those characters forward. It's pretty cool.
I just like how they're in this town in California, pretty decent sized town, and they keep running into each other. How is that possible? It's the smallest town I've ever seen. Oh,
And you know what's going to happen too.
Yeah.
When the scene starts, you're like, Robbie's going to show up.
well, another date night. Oh, look, we run into Johnny. What? How does that happen every fucking time?
And by the way, you really have to do a lot of reality suspension here because, there'll be a lot of kids in juvenile detention and adults in jail by now.
Yes.
I just
Is
like
Manson back?
I really like how they make fun of themselves and like, what, karate's still a thing?
the one.
I did like the scene where Danny's trying to get he's at the PTA meeting saying, hey, this is what happened, and somebody yells out, hey, that's not the way I heard it. I heard you were the bully. Reference to the YouTube theory.
Yeah.
That was funny.
Blake, why don't you do some listener feedback for us here?
Sure, you have to pretend that there's some paper crumbling because I
gotcha.
did everything digitally.
Thanks, Jim.
Thank you. Now it's time for the bomb listener feedback brought to you by China. All right.
Thanks, China.
That's
Thank
right.
you, China.
Thank you. When you are,
Country for the dead wrestler.
I'm talking to our future overlords.
China.
I want to
thought
go
it was
on the
what we
record
eat
that
our
I
food
like
off
China.
of.
There you go. All right. We start off this feedback from who other than, that one guy,
7.
Ape hands.
formerly known as
Doug.
Big
Yeah.
D.
Oh,
That's right.
Big D.
He says, and I guess, he must have thought about this because of, Adolfo Quinones was in the news, but he does say breakdancing is a sport at the Paris Olympics in 2024. Do you guys have enough time to prepare?
Blake just ruined my joke I was going to say. I'm like, yes, they did it now because they knew somebody else would have a chance to win. But don't not.
I don't know.
We have
I've seen those
time
South,
to prepare.
South
We just
Koreans
aren't
can break.
to prepare.
How is this? Is this like an actual medaled sport that they're going to do?
Yes.
They are trying to
Get hit.
bring in a lot more urban sports or whatnot. And yep, this is one of them.
Hacky sack going to be in there? Hacky sack?
Probably someday.
I just know we need less sports that have judges. I hate Olympic judges because
I agree.
they suck. They're horrible.
So maybe more fencing, sword type plays, sword type events. You could do lightsabers. Like
I don't like fencing because it's bullshit.
It's done by score. It's
done by score, and it's all like.
it should be
that's
to the
it.
death.
It should be to the death. You're right. And if it was to the death, there wouldn't be any of that bullshit. They would actually try to fence.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, and then you wouldn't have a dispute of a winner. I mean, unless they both die at the same time. But then that's just
So what you're saying is we just need to go back to the days of the Colosseum and gladiators.
oh, we're not heathens here. I mean, we're not.
Yeah, the wrestlers can keep their onesies on.
As long as Ken Patera's there. What else you got, Blake?
Next one's from Jeannie.
Oh, Jeannie.
Yeah, she says, Jason, how do you throw anal? This is what you said a few episodes ago, and I'm curious on this one.
Well,
you did say it.
I wish we had the soundbite that we could reference it and we could play it now.
ready, I got it. So you throw anal like this, and I mean the anal beads. I don't know. So use KY, and you just pick up the ass and you just throw it. That's all you do. Just throw an anal.
Away from the rest of the body?
Yes.
No, I thought you were going to reference the fake ass that you're there when you go to the anal workshop and you don't have a partner.
HBO Real Sex, the old TV show, did teach me that you can get fake asses at an anal workshop.
If you didn't have a partner to practice with.
No, I didn't. Just move it in and out. That was a real
This podcast is a lot like an anal workshop.
You know what?
The worst part about it is it was on, and Jason has to call me and tell me to turn it on.
Jim, I'm watching Real Sex. You got to turn this on. There's a guy by himself at the anal workshop. Everyone else has a partner. This guy doesn't. And he was taking notes in a notebook.
Self-help class.
He was taking notes.
Guy was just trying to make himself better.
That's right. That's right.
Honey, I'm really good at doing anal now. It's a workshop. Get out.
I wonder if that's on his Tinder profile now.
Wouldn't you put it on yours though? If you took the workshop, wouldn't you want to advertise that?
Education, bachelor's in communications from USC.
Anal workshop.
Graduate.
Well, I don't think you
Certificate
want that
of
on your. You don't want
And
that on your
graduated
CV.
cum laude.
Cum loud.
Yeah.
Oh. That's a good enter.
I thought it was Magnum cum laude.
From this moment on, guys, this episode, from this moment on, we're taking the high road.
Well, especially
Yeah.
when the
Where
name
else
of the episode's going to be Anal Workshop.
Nope.
No, it's not going to be anal workshop. It's going to be a lot like an anal workshop.
Please go to the next question.
Graduating magna cum laude from the Anal Workshop.
Stop it. This is 2021. We got to be taking the high road. If I walk in, I haven't made one Quibi joke all year.
Shut up. There you go.
No, it wasn't a joke. It wasn't a joke.
What better way to kick off on the high road than from Kevin at Cincy Explorers? And why would President-elect Biden choose Meg Whitman, former CEO of Quibi, to be Commerce Secretary?
Kevin owes $1.
Because Biden likes his sound bites in 10 minutes.
Because Biden's a Democrat.
Because
He'll pick failed CEOs to run commerce.
The Republicans picked a failed businessman to be president.
I don't call him I don't consider him a businessman. He's a reality TV show host.
My bad. Sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
I'm about to say because to Biden, Meg Whitman is hip and with it. She's so much younger than he is that she's got the pulse on what the kids like.
I actually thought this was Meg from Family Guy at first.
Shut
I
up,
thought
Meg.
This was a joke.
Maybe that's all Biden wants to do is just say, "Shut up, Meg." Shut up, Meg.
Once
And
they
really-
close this deal with Roku, you guys are going to be very upset with yourselves.
Wouldn't she be better than Linda McMahon?
Linda McMahon can take a chair shot a lot better than Meg Whitman.
Do we know that for a fact? Have
Oh
we
yeah,
really-
oh yeah.
Have we given Meg Whitman enough chair shots to find out?
Linda McMahon just wanted everyone in the world to be a 1099 contract worker. So they didn't have to give anybody any health benefits.
We gave your kids tickets to WrestleMania. That's good enough. Fuck you and your health care. Oh, good times.
I'm just telling you, you guys wait till Quibi makes this deal with Roku, and then they're going to be back in business. First,
Well, if you have Roku stock, sell it now.
Oh, that's $2.
Brian, I'm taking the high road. Did you see this?
I'm just curious if you've. I need to see some proof of your
No, I have to-
donation.
I will be doing it. I have several checks I have to go out this week. So don't worry.
Your IOU is in the mail.
It is.
Speaking of IOUs, I forgot Heno's 12 Days of Hobie Christmas. I forgot how good that was.
We
that was
did.
like professional level song there.
At the end
Great
of
stuff.
the Floppy Awards last week,
Yes.
listen to the end. You have the 12 Days of Heno.
All right. From the cinema persons. It said, who's made better direct-to-video movies, Bruce Willis or Nick Cage?
Brian?
Easiest question of the night.
It's got to be Nick Cage because he didn't make Hard Kill.
It's got to be Bruce Willis because Nick Cage directed video movies star Nick Cage?
It's got to be. I haven't watched any of their direct-to-video shit, so.
I made this
but the
comment,
Bruce Willis ones don't star Nick Cage, so they've got something going for them.
I made this comment the other night. We were scrolling through, doing the scroll through Netflix, and then we went to Hulu, and then just trying to find movies. And there's literally 3 or 4 Bruce Willis movies on every platform where he's some sort of a cop or a sheriff or something. And I'm like, this guy just never is not working. That's all he has to do.
Good for him.
Good, yeah. Yeah, it's like Casper Van Dien. Keep doing
If
it.
he can make money doing it, and some people are dumb enough to watch it.
Randall Holt did say, sent us a message today that many moons ago today, Rocky IV was the #1 film in America. So
Yes, it was.
Just to let you know.
Thanks, Randy.
Just to say.
Jeff's favorite film.
It's a good film. What else we got there, Blake?
Oh, well, I was just thinking, he's kind of like the American version of Michael Caine.
Michael Caine.
Yeah. All right.
That's
so,
Gene Hackman.
The Hackman.
Hackman.
A Hackman. All right. So, wrapping it up here, we always end with Professor Number One at Doctor Number One. It said, "Why did you leave Dev off the floppy presentation list?"
That would be the fax machine's fault. I sent a fax over to Shot of History and to Dev, and the fax machine said, "Screw you, I'm not sending it."
Not our fax machine.
Yeah.
I'm sure our fax machine sent it. I bet a Shot of Alternate History fax machine didn't work.
You think?
Our fax machine left in shame after that.
Our fax machine is not here anymore, so...
So, Dev, we apologize. If you would like to send in a video record or audio recording, we will add it to next week's episode. You picked the category, so we apologize for that. And because of that, fax machine no longer works here. So, good news is,
And I don't get my daily joke now.
sorry. Sorry, Jeff. Maybe Brian maybe intern
Every
Brian
day at
can help you.
11:15, I was so used to getting that joke from the fax machine, but
Intern Hackney, tell Jeff a joke.
Hey, Jeff,
yes,
why is this podcast such a joke?
I don't know. Why is this podcast such a joke?
Because it's more of an anal workshop than anything.
From this moment on.
I got a news break.
Uh-oh.
My
Is it
butt
about Dr.
hurts.
Dre?
No, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger might have a favorite Chris. Might have a favorite in the Chris Wars. During a recent Instagram telethon on his son-in-law, Chris Pratt's page, a 73-year-old Terminator accidentally called him by the wrong name. He called him Chris Evans.
Oh, that's awesome.
Wait, my daughter married who?
Oh, I don't approve of this marriage. I thought it was Chris Evans.
Star-Lord, no.
Especially after I saw his Instagram post earlier this year.
It's going to be interesting. He's going to play a bisexual Star-Lord in the movies. Uh-oh. It's called acting. I think Chris Pratt doesn't care. He'll do it.
So apparently Dr. Dre is in the ICU. He had a brain aneurysm.
Jeez.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
Hey, Jeff, I just noticed that you have a killer rabbit behind you.
You mean this?
Hello. Jeff, give me some music for News of the Geek.
Music from News of the Geek.
I just realized Jason asked everybody what they got for Christmas, but he didn't ask me.
What'd you get for Christmas, Blake?
I ain't telling you now.
Okay.
Go ahead. Start the music, Jeff.
Once the number 3, being the third number be reached, then lovest thou thy holy handmaid of Antioch towards thy fair. All being not in my sight, cast nothing. Amen.
Okay.
Amen.
Is that a good intro?
I like it. I'll approve. Per Men's Health, YouTuber Mike Warshawski, a.k.a. Dr.
Wait a
Mike.
minute.
Yeah. What?
Wasn't he in Monsters, Inc.?
Oh, I was thinking of V.I. Warshawski, so... Warshawski, so... That could work too, Jeff. Uses his platform to dispel medical misinformation. Most recently busting coronavirus myths and clarifying some of the key facts about public health during the pandemic. Like
Pubic health.
Like pubic health too. The COVID vaccine does not give you the flu. In recent video, he lists 16 popular medical TV shows and ranks them in terms of their scientific accuracy. We didn't get to all 16. Let's see. Attaway General. What the fuck is Attaway General? Anybody
I don't
know?
know. I thought he said popular.
The
television
uniforms
shows.
aren't right. They're wearing hairnets at times. They're having teenagers deliver medical care as volunteers. Just nothing makes sense on the show. Doogie Howser, the entire premise of the show in which a teenage Neil Patrick Harris works as a professional physician is far-fetched to the point of ludicrous.
What?
You think?
That's bullshit.
Dr. Mike objects to the scientific inaccuracies depicted in the plots. Not to mention a very dated scene in which an older woman attempts to seduce him. We're just talking medical here, Dr. Mike. We don't need
Yeah, I
to...
thought we were talking medical. What's up with that?
Yeah, no. After reading this, I get kind of disappointed in some of his takes on the shows because it's not all about the medical. Like, I really like it.
Yeah.
It's just not accurate.
Just tell me if it's
Well,
accurate.
It's really accurate. I just didn't like it.
Nurses, future floppy winner for worst show of 2021. I'm calling BS. I love nurses. They're the backbone of medicine. The show itself didn't give them justice. Transplant, one of my favorites. Very first episode of the series, Mike couldn't help but notice a lack of chest compressions in scenes when they would very much be necessary. Okay.
But he does put on something else down here on another show where they do chest. People I know watched it, and the chest compressions they do are all wrong. But he doesn't even mention that.
So would he rather have more chest compressions, even if they're wrong, or just not bother with them?
Well, he
Each
does say,
compression is better than none, Jeff.
I mean, they're not going to get it right, so...
I wouldn't say none. Some wrong's better than, because you could actually damage somebody doing it wrong and not help them at all.
It's all about the effort.
I was trying.
Jim, you dropped an anvil on his chest. My dear
I
God.
was compressing his chest.
You damn! I got it from the Acme store. Royal Pains is the most medical accurate show out there, he says. The medical accuracy is out of this world. Hello, 2010. The Night Shift. Just so much unrealistic action happening, it made it feel not medically accurate.
But what did he say about Royal Pains? The medical is accurate, but that one guy knows all this stuff right away is not accurate.
You know, that's true.
This
Like
one
a
doctor
super
can diagnose everything.
Yeah. He's an
Do
ER
they
specialist,
actually have
family
like
medicine
5-hour
doctor.
ER waits?
The whole episode is just waiting in the ER, Blake. It's like the Seinfeld episode at the Chinese restaurant. That's all it is.
All right.
I know Grey's Anatomy. I know it's the most popular medical drama of all time. It's just not medically accurate.
It's
No
not.
shit.
Scrubs. He didn't know where to place it. I do think it's an accurate satirical representation of what happened, but it is not medically accurate, which I'm going to disagree with because they talk on their podcast that they take great pains to make sure it was accurate. So number
Yeah,
one,
like dumping the puppies on the guy as a cure, that is accurate.
let's see here. House MD 2004 called. While the show has incredible scientific rigor, I think the way my friend House goes about it is just reckless. You know why? Because it's lupus, Jeff. It's always lupus.
It's never lupus.
It was a great show, though.
And House is probably one of the better shows on here.
Code Black.
Yeah, if he didn't have his personality, it'd be pretty damn boring.
Code Black. This one is so on point that it feels like it was written by medical professionals. He couldn't find anything wrong with Chicago Med. Let's see here. The Good Doctor. He believes this be a truly true to life depiction of what it's like to work in the medical profession. Except you got that fucking asshole lead. I am the good doctor. I have a 10-inch strong. Every woman wants me. That's all at least I get from the commercials. I don't know.
Okay.
Wait, the Good Doctor?
Brian. Fucking kid, that fucking guy. God.
You know what? They should compare the medical shows and their accuracy and in relation to their popularity in actual, number of seasons and popularity.
Like I said, I'm always intrigued to see like how accurate these shows are actually being. And I've
I'm still going back to the Good Doctor. I don't think Jason's seen an episode.
I haven't.
His description.
But every time a commercial,
that's typical Jason fashion, talking shit about something he knows nothing about.
Hey! I read online about these COVID vaccines, Brian. You calm down, okay? No, every
Just
time.
wait till you get microchipped.
That's right.
Well, then I'll be able to find myself when I get lost.
Did you see the thing going around that people thought they saw a microchip in the COVID vaccine, like a picture on the news? And these conspiracy theorists like went down this rabbit hole, and it comes to find out somebody shrunk a VCR and put it in a viral just to be funny. And that's why these conspiracy theories thought it was a microchip.
Yeah, let me think about this for a second. They don't want to be microchipped, but they all have cell phones.
Yes, and they carry with them everywhere, and they have the
Location.
GPS on, location on.
Yeah.
And for how many ever years, they've been more than willing to take Pfizer's word on Viagra, giving them directions, but they don't want anything to do with their vaccine for this. It's fake.
Watch the Gene Hackman, Will Smith, Enemy of the State. It's how it works with the phones. Let's see here, real quick. Comicbookmovie.com.
Because Will Smith will never steer us wrong.
It's true.
We need to thank Will Smith because of him we have Cobra Kai.
See the cause for it?
He was one of the main driving force behind it.
Oh, good for him.
To get it on YouTube after his kid Jaden was in the
terrible
movie.
remake.
Yes.
Was that Jackie Chan in that one?
Yes.
Okay.
And they don't learn karate, they learn kung fu.
Oh.
But even to this day, he is still an executive producer, and then Will Smith is on Cobra Kai. And Jada Pinkett Smith's brother is one of the writers, I think.
So my question is, when does Hilary Swank join the cast?
I'm a girl, you know.
It'll probably happen before it ends.
That would be awesome.
Based on what the article that I was reading where they were talking about how the series got sold and how they had all this time to come up with the season 4 storyboards and stuff, that some of the other characters from other movies, and that was specifically one that was brought up, and they didn't say no or yes, but it definitely sounded like one way or another they're going to get her in there.
One way or another, I'm going to get you.
Let's see here. Comicbookmovie.com. 2020 wasn't a good year for movies. Everything got pushed back from No Time to Die, Black Widow, and Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
I think that was the understatement of the year.
Let's see here. Bad Boys for Life. We weren't able to do this last week on the floppy episode because they weren't out yet. We always do year end. Bad Boys for Life made $204 million. Let's see here. This is domestic. 1917 made $157 million.
Some of these are things that were released at the very end of 2019.
Yes, sorry.
Just you didn't mention that, and it is in the article.
Sorry. December 2019. Sonic the Hedgehog made $146 million. Jumanji: The Next Level made $124. Rise of Skywalker made $124. Really? That's it?
In 2020.
Oh,
Most
okay.
of the
I
money it made was in
gotcha.
2019.
I gotcha. Harley Quinn: Birds of Prey made $84 million. Doolittle made $77 million. Little Women made $70 million. The Invisible Man, which was 70% of 100. The Invisible Man, $64 million. And The Call of the Wild made $62 million. Harrison Ford, that's on HBO Max right now. So there you go.
So is Doolittle.
Oh, God. As for the worldwide box office, Chinese movie The 800 came in at number 1 with Bad Boys for Life in second. Worldwide, Tenet was 4, Sonic was 6, and Harley Quinn: Birds of Prey was number 9. So there you go. Jeff, you want to do some box office news and world report?
All right, the box office.
We're not going to do our network promo space, or at least give the promo code for Izzy, since you didn't talk about
Rock
it yet.
it away there, Jimmy. What's the promo code?
I don't know.
HobiePod.
HobiePod at Untidy Venus at Etsy/Untidy Venus.
Yes. So go to Etsy, Untidy Venus shop, put in HobiePod and save 15%.
After she marks you up, 25.
Stop it. So go there. They have a lot of great stuff. She actually has come out with some new stuff there, some good geeky stuff.
New stuff. La 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 la.
And Jeff, what are you doing September 17th through the 19th?
I hope to be at the Duke Energy Convention Center.
That's right, Cincinnati Comic Expo, September 17th through the 19th. Check out CincinnatiComicExpo.com. Tickets go on sale March, April?
Ish.
I heard a rumor about somebody going to be there.
Hobie's going to be there. Hobie.
That's the rumor I heard. I heard Hobie's going to be there.
In charge.
And maybe the cinema guys.
And the cinema guy, yep. And Archie from Riverdale. That's not been confirmed yet. But he may be there. And why wouldn't you want
and
to
he
go?
may not be there.
That's right. But
there is a chance he might be there.
We'll be on the stage playing trivia, having lots of fun. So get your vaccine so we can actually have some Comic Cons this year, please. Please.
There's a chance Chris Evans will be there, too.
Not Chris Pratt, though. If it's up to Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Or Chris Pine.
Ooh.
What about Chris Hemsworth?
Chris.
Can we just get all the Chris's there?
Nothing like a Chris sandwich.
Chris Kahn, Cincinnati, 2021.
Crispin.
Why do you only have 4 guests? That's all we can afford?
And honestly, we can't afford that many. One of these guys isn't getting paid. We're just not sure which one yet.
Is that Crispin Glover? Yeah, we had to cast stretch on that one.
Hey, I would invite Crispin Glover to Chris Fest.
Is that Chris Penn?
He's dead.
The corpse of Chris
Maybe
Penn?
the corpse of Chris Penn. There you go. Are you sure he's dead? Because I heard Tanya Roberts is dead too, but I don't believe that. Oh, my goodness. Jeff, do some box office news world report.
Oh, yes. I was starting that. Wonder Woman 1984 made $5.5 million, a total of $28.5 million on a $200 million budget. The Croods: A New Age made $2.2 million, a total of $34.5 million on a $65 million budget. News of the World made $1.7 million, a total of $5.4 million on a budget of $38 million. Monster Hunter made $1.25 million, a total of $5.5 million on a $60 million budget. And Fatale made $700,000, a total of $3 million on an unknown budget. I'm just excited that at least for 4 of the movies, I got to talk about incomes of over $1 million.
It is nice. It is nice. They were talking about how Wonder Woman was a failure at the box office. Go fuck yourself. What the fuck do you want them to say?
It's made $28 million for a movie that you can watch on television.
Yeah.
I think that's a rousing success.
Do you want to go back to 8 months ago when it was 400,000 was the number one film and $500 was the number 5? Hobie was $499 away from beating it, being in the top 5.
There was that one film that set the record for the lowest amount to lead the box office for a week.
Yeah.
Because they sold 2 tickets.
Yeah. So go fuck yourselves. It got to the point that we were doing drive-in movie theaters totals.
Yeah, there was an interesting article about Wonder Woman 1984 and talking about how they were perplexed at how they got such a negative word of mouth, on social media and everything else, and they coupled that with the, release at home versus the movies, so and they were just, complaining. Well, number one, they were complaining about all the negative reviews that Wonder Woman 84 was getting, was wondering, well, is this the future of the release at home, franchise, and the way this is ruining the movie market, where you don't spoil anything for anybody because you want to go to the movie cinema first and go watch it, but because everybody's at home downloading it, everybody feels free to go ahead and spoil it for everybody. And I thought, well, I'll put my own little twist on it. How about the fact that, when you go to a movie, you're making a one-time, transaction of, $10, $15 for something in big anticipation. And so I guess that's a little bit respected. But when you're downloading to pay and watch something and have to enter a, 60-day free contract, you got to cancel before you get an annual subscription fee, for example, or monthly fees for 12 months. I guess your expectation of something quality is probably a lot higher because you have to enter into a contract maybe to watch it on HBO Max, let's say, versus going to the cinema. And so therefore, as soon as you watch it, you feel more apt to diss it.
Maybe.
Well, I think I'd feel more apt at the theater or something than if I watched it on television. The quality, I feel, will be better than the theater than if it's something I stream because, streaming quality is below theater quality, especially the sound.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, and that could have an effect on your review, too.
Yeah.
I think the world is just pissy right now.
Well, it wasn't as bad as the article that I sent you that the journalist said Wonder Woman was a rapist. So
Yeah. That was the most ridiculous take I've ever heard.
Chris Pine didn't have a choice.
I was
Steve
really
Trevor
upset about that. But anyways.
What were you going to say, Brian?
It doesn't matter what it is. I feel like anymore, like somebody's going to shit on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like no matter what, it could, you name it something and people were just shitting on it.
Yeah. Well, that's the purpose of social media, is to shit on everybody.
They're shitting on a fucking...
make fun of Jason.
And you know what? I respect that, Brian. I respect that.
Not just to throw shade, but throw anal.
I mean, come on, let's be serious.
Yeah. Social media is mostly for throwing anal.
Yeah.
Honestly.
All right. Hashtag throwing anal. We're going to make this stick.
Let's make it stick?
Make it stick like shitting in a sink.
If anybody of the Hobie listeners would like to send Jeff to an anal workshop next year, please let us know. Or Jim. Either one.
Just not both.
No, that would be weird.
Ew.
Are you guys related?
Well, you forget Jim's old intro.
No, he is a power bottom.
I am the power bottom.
That's right. Jeff, what do we got upcoming?
Upcoming, we have Zombie Bro.
Zombie Bro. They say blood is thicker than water, but does infected zombie blood count? When Francine catches her brother Teddy in the act of attack, she must convince Ma and Pa they're in danger, and worst of all, figure out a way to get rid of her beloved brother. Along the way, Francine learns to defend herself makes a best friend for life, becomes closer to her idol, her father.
Okay.
And we also have Average Joe.
Average Joe. Let's see. The plot is unknown at this time. Or it could be this movie that was released in 2019. A brick salesman in southeastern North Carolina discovers that his wife is a serial cheater and struggles to survive the aftermath and divorce.
He's a brick salesman?
A brick salesman. But literally, there is a movie coming out in 2021 called Average Joe, and I can't find a plot for it. Anyway.
I'm going with that, Jim. The plot is unknown. I like that. Let's see.
You go with the 2011 Average Joe on the Raw.
What?
Or maybe it's just a re-release of Dodgeball, True Underdog Story.
I almost read Dodgeball.
Steve the Pirate.
We had a pirate?
Who?
Arg?
The guy who dresses like a pirate.
That wouldn't make a very good movie poster. Average Joe's. The plot is unknown.
That's time.
Top five. This week is a rehash. It's a redo. It was so good 2 years ago at the Cincinnati Comic Expo, September 17th through the 19th, that we redid it, and it's top 5 favorite sidekicks. Not side dishes that Randall did 2 years ago. Sidekicks.
I almost did side dishes.
You could have. I don't care.
I could have, but
I tweeted out side dishes.
I didn't see.
And then I also tweeted out other sidekicks. Like this
it was sidekicks, Randall, not side chicks.
Randall, did you side chicks too?
Kicks.
I guess there goes my top 5.
Well, I didn't see the tweeters, so I hope none of mine overlap the tweeters.
Well, Jeff, you go first. What's your number 5?
Suzuki sidekick?
I do not have the Suzuki. I do have the T-Mobile phone. T-Mobile phone is my number 5 sidekick because you can turn it sideways to text and still have a little screen pop up.
I tweeted that one already.
Well, I didn't know you tweeted that one, but it's on my list.
Well, what's your number 5, Jeff?
I just told you it was the T-Mobile sidekick.
Oh, you were being serious. Okay. Brian, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is Hobie. I've got Cal Naughton Jr. and Dale Doback.
Dale.
Is Dale the sidekick or is Brennan the sidekick?
I think they're sidekicks to each other.
Okay. Double sidekicks?
Doubles.
Actually, Gus Sinski is the best sidekick that actor played.
My number 5 was Andy Richter, Conan's sidekick. Loyal to a fault, and he went away and came back. Conan was good, but then Andy kind of adds that next dimension, I think. So there you go.
Well, he didn't really come back. Conan moved to L.A.
Correct.
To bring Andy back, because Andy moved to L.A. a while ago, and then Conan brought his show to L.A. as opposed to New York.
And Conan's show is ending this year on TBS and going to HBO Max.
It's going to be a different type altogether, isn't it? Though?
Yeah. So, Blake, what's your number 5?
Well, I did see a couple Facebook entries, and when I saw Nisi's top 5, I almost quit. So
we'll get to those.
How am I going to top that? But so I did. So I'm like, all right, I had to put a spin on it. All right, let's pretend I really needed a sidekick for whatever I'm doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever challenges that I come across in life. So my number 5 would be Willow Rosenberg. sidekick to Buffy. I figured, she dabbles in witchcraft. She can help me out with some spells and stuff. And if things got really boring,
She could go to band camp.
wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
That was an honorable mention.
Jim, what's your number 5?
Number 5 is General Disarray.
Who?
General Disarray. He's the sidekick to Professor Chaos.
I don't
The
know.
bad guy from Coon and Friends.
No.
Huh?
The
And you guys-
friends
And you guys think you watch South Park. Go away.
Oh, that Butters. Butters. Okay, I gotcha.
Butters,
Butters.
Oh,
Yeah.
Dougie.
I haven't watched. Yeah, I haven't watched Side Park in a while.
Okay.
I've been watching it the entire time we've been doing the show.
What's your number 4, Jimmy?
My number 4 is going to be Randy Hickey.
Who's
My
that?
name is Earl.
My name is Earl.
Oh, okay.
Ethan Suplee.
Ethan Suplee. My name is Earl. He is great.
You could have just put Ethan Suplee because he's awesome in everything.
Willem.
Can't find the fucking schooner. Blake, what's your number 4?
Stupid head.
I really try to save money by not taking my car to the, repairman and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, I could really use some R2D2.
Ah, okay.
It'd be a great sidekick, especially when I'm in the garage.
Well, Blake.
Especially if you owned a Suzuki sidekick, because that's always in the in the shop.
I mean, he could just plug into it and fix everything for him.
Blake, I'll keep with your Star Wars theme. I went K2SO.
And if your trash compactor breaks, he's
yeah,
your man.
boom, right there, fixed.
He has a blowtorch that he's never used ever since Phantom Menace.
You can light your stogies.
Technically.
Well, that's right. He stopped using his jetpacks after
True.
the Empire fell.
Well, you could use that to get on my roof to fix stuff.
So could Apache Chief. Could I try-
Oh, that's my number 1.
Not in the garage, Chief.
my number 4 was K2SO from Rogue One. It's Alan Tudyk's voice, and he's an awesome robot. Loved him. Really good. He was only in one show, but one film, but it was really good. So I like him. He was loyal to the end.
Correct.
I'm surprised they didn't bring those characters back in future films.
I think they could survive.
I think you could do an entire list of just Alan Tudyk characters on sidekicks.
They may bring him back for that Cassian series.
I think they will somehow.
Well, it's a prequel, wouldn't it be?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a prequel.
So that's how you bring them back.
Yeah.
Brian, what's your number 4?
Number 4, another Hobie for me. Ellis Redding and Lucius Fox.
Yeah, Lucius Fox on my honorable mention list.
Good old the Morgan
Nelson Mandela.
the Morgan Freeman one.
Yes, the Morgan Freeman one.
Some people just want to watch
And both
all
of the movies.
For both.
I got it. I know.
So Nelson Mandela was what, the sidekick to
Africa.
Apartheid.
oh wow. I was
Jeez,
going to say the sidekick to Matt Damon's character in Evictus.
Yes.
Jim, get out.
Send your complaints too.
Jeff, what's your number 4?
Nicolette Hobie.
My number 4 sidekick is the Leatherman multi-tool sidekick.
I have one.
It is a good sidekick.
Get out.
That was also one of them I tweeted.
I didn't see your tweeters.
Are you sure?
I'm positive. I wasn't on Twitter all day.
Well, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is the Chuck Norris, Jonathan Brandis, Danica McKellar movie Sidekicks.
I tweeted that.
Somebody
You
tweeted
knew it
that
was
yet?
coming.
Brian, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Apollo Creed.
Oh, okay.
He's a sidekick to no one.
That's right.
He becomes Rocky's sidekick.
That's embarrassing.
Well, Rocky doesn't die, and he does. So
What? Spoilers! Spoilers.
he helped Rocky live.
Let's see. My number 3 is Hit Girl from Kick-Ass movies. Love Hit Girl. Pretty good sidekick.
I don't know if you want to deal with a preteen girl. They're pretty tough to deal with, Jason.
She kicks some ass. I love her character. So,
And that's not even her name. Kick ass.
That's right. It isn't. It's Hit Girl. Blake, whoever her name is, number 3.
Number 3, you know, when I'm traipsing about town and visit Dana Gardens, you know, there are a lot of people that, you know, want to beat me up or shoot me or kill me. Or, you know, I make a lot of enemies over the years. I mean, who else than Braun to cover my ass from Game of Thrones?
Number 3.
Did Jim just eat the phone?
Yeah.
What?
Jim, you're too close.
That was my number 3.
Now you're too far.
Great minds think alike, man. And you guys could use Braun at the Dana.
He would be a great bouncer.
He would. You just got to make sure you pay him enough.
Yeah.
That's the only downside to Braun.
The lateral offered to up my pay if I come and beat the crap out of you.
I'll have to double it.
Lateral.
So that's Jim's number 3. Jim, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Pinky.
And the brain.
What are we going to do tonight?
Because Burlap chafes him so.
Blake, number 2.
You know, throughout my endeavors in life, you always need a Samwise Gamgee.
Everyone needs a Samwise Gamgee.
You know, he'll carry you, he'll cook for you, he'll even fight trolls for you.
What is that?
We should
not the walking tree.
Okay. Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Okay. Is that Sean Astin's character?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's Rudy, yes.
Rudy, thank you.
You're
It's
welcome.
Bob.
My number 2 is Luigi from the Mario Brothers. Because I always like playing Luigi. He's a better character. He's quicker. He can float a little bit better.
If I was going for a sidekick in that universe, it would be Waluigi.
Oh, Waluigi's fun too. I do like him.
Too.
Waluigi. Yeah, so fuck Mario. What you got, Brian, number 3?
Well, you would, because Mario is not a sidekick.
Or how about number 2?
Number 2, Brian. Thank you, Jim.
My number 2 is Deacon Palmer from King of Queens.
Well, he is the best part of that show, so I guess.
I thought Patton Oswalt was.
Number 2 for you, Jeff.
My number 2 sidekick is the Pediasure Protein Nutrition Shake.
I did not have that.
Oh, I had one Jim didn't have. Hey, they come in multiple flavors, including strawberry.
What's your number 1, Jeff?
Hey, what? Just before you give your number 1, you know, what kind of jerk dad drinks your daughter's Pedialyte because you're a hungover asshole?
What does this
All
happen?
of them should if you're hungover.
But not your kid's Pedialyte.
You buy your own Pedialyte.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeff.
But this is Pediasure. This is
Pediasure. Yeah, a different one. Okay.
My number 1 is 2 ounces of cognac, 3/4 ounce of triple sec, an ounce of lime, or an ounce of orange juice, and a half ounce of lime juice. No, it's a sidekick.
Oh.
Have you ever had a sidekick?
No, but I imagine with putting all those flavors together, and it has alcohol in it, so that beats everything else on my list.
There you go. First drink I buy you when we're both back at the DG. There you go.
There you go.
Jim, write it down. Brian,
That's not
write it
making
down.
sidekicks. you're
Oh
gonna
yeah,
get
no.
You're going to get a blue moon.
All right, as long as I get the orange slice, that's my vitamin C.
And it'll still have the sticker on it.
It's even better.
Ah,
Because those are edible.
That way I know it's fresh.
Little behind the scenes humor from Dano's for you guys.
listen to the Dana's podcast on the Hobie Network. It's Dana's Gardens Bar podcast.
It's on after Stump.
The political podcast. Let's see. You can find it on Parlor. What's your number one?
That was my number one.
Oh, sorry. Brian, what's your number one?
My number one is Dwight Schrute.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I thought about him, but he did try to stab Michael in the back a lot.
He would always try to take your position.
But those are the best sidekicks, or at least the most entertaining ones.
But then when you catch him doing it, he has to do your laundry.
It's true.
You could always put a stapler in Jell-O.
Let's see here. My number one is Loyal to a Fault. He's funny. Good sidekick. Barney Fife from Mayberry. Yep. It's Andy Griffith
Not
show.
all that loyal. He left the show before it ended.
And if you get into a shootout, he's no good to you.
Yeah, he only has one bullet,
Neither is Andy
And it's in
Griffith.
his pocket.
and it's in his pocket.
Andy doesn't even have a gun. He's better than Andy.
He doesn't need one.
Fucking Barney Fife, man.
I love Barney Fife.
Would he be more of a hindrance to you than a good sidekick?
Well, here's the thing. They're making a prequel series about Barney Fife, and the reason he only has one bullet is that he usually uses them all, and he went on a murder spree before he came to Mayberry. So it's a dark prequel they're coming out with.
He's the reason why they're outlawing multi-capacity magazines.
LB, I don't want your paws. Stop asking. Number one for you, Blake.
My number one for me, I super Hobied it, man. What better sidekick than any Bond girl?
Well,
Every Bond girl.
even Dr.
Every
Christmas.
Bond girl.
Even Dr. Christmas.
And you know the best part is?
Even Dr. Christmas.
Yeah, even Dr. Christmas. And you know what the best part is? They're always coming and going.
From this moment on. This moment. Jim, what's your number one?
I think it has to be with Theo from Million Little Things. I'm kidding.
That fucking brat.
It's not. My
Jeez,
number one is
Pete.
Burton Guster.
From what?
Psych.
Oh, okay. I thought you really were going to go with Theo. I was going to have words with you.
He went for the other James Roday show.
Yes.
Yeah. I really enjoy half my list that Jason doesn't even know who they are.
Yeah. And that's okay, Jim. That's okay. As long as you don't put Theo on there. That fucking brat. Jesus.
He's not a sidekick. He's a star.
How come he couldn't get hit by the car? Jesus.
I hope Theo develops a drinking problem this season.
At 12. At 11. He's addicted to porn and watching and drinking. That fucking character. God.
Yeah. Because Barney Fife is better.
I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to take the high road, Ryan. I had a Quibi joke ready to go, but I kept the high road here. I kept it.
Well,
All I'm saying...
last year you took the low road, and I took the high road. So this year, I'm taking the low road, and you can take the high road.
That's fine. I just missed the fax machine.
This is New Year's Hobie resolution.
So
Yeah, that fax machine's never coming back.
Oh, man.
It got office spaced.
So brutal.
before we get to honorable mentions, let's go through some fans, listener ones.
I put some honorable mentions for fun. I'll only read them if they're not covered by the fans.
That's what I was doing. Steve from EILFM. Also, I'll be on Steve's show and Steve and Izzy's show in March when we do the comedy Passion of the Christ. Let's see here.
And you'll be throwing anal.
Yeah.
Seriously doing Passion of the Christ.
Yes.
Wow.
Stop.
Are you going to tell them how many times Jesus was whipped?
274.
We counted.
We did. Stop
What was it,
whipping
like
him.
11 was the over-under?
Yes.
No, I think we even got up into the 70s for over-under, and it was,
Should we stop
it was
counting?
ridiculous.
Should we stop counting? No, I'm kind of intrigued to see how many times they whip him.
Well, we weren't quite sure how we count, like, the, like, Cat o' Nine Tails whip. Is that 9 separate whips or one whip?
You know, fun
Multiples
fact
of
about that
9.
film from IMDb trivia is that Jim Caviezel actually died and was resurrected 3 days later. Kind of very interesting. Very interesting.
Because he is
Unlike his
He is a
career.
method actor.
he's a method actor, and he actually said, "No, really whip me."
Give me those nails. Let's see here. Jack Burton from Big Trouble in Little China. Steve,
How is Jack Burton a sidekick?
I don't know.
He's the main character.
He's the main character. That's what I was going to say.
Whose
Chewie.
list is this?
Steve from EILFM. Chewie from Star Wars. The genie.
Actually, Han is his sidekick.
The genie in Aladdin. Morty from Rick and Morty. Harry Potter as Hermione's sidekick because she's the real star of that franchise. Let's see here.
I think if I was picking Aladdin, I'd pick Iago. He was a cooler sidekick.
I like this one. Brian Auer had Agent 99 from Get Smart. Love me some Get
Yeah.
Smart.
Anne Hathaway.
No. Brain from Inspector Gadget. Rue, Sharuk, Kodu, and Podu from Beastmaster. Polly from Shipwreck. And Chewbacca. He didn't say what film Chewbacca's from, though. I don't know. Nisi, she had a good one.
I don't think Polly is from Shipwreck. I think Polly is Shipwreck's sidekick.
Sorry, I thought he was going through movies. Shipwreck from G.I. Joe. My bad. My bad.
Shipwreck's pirate or parrot.
My bad. Anyways, Nisi had that makes his list more fun for me. I like his list a lot now. Nisi had Snowman to Bandit, Hit Girl to Kick Ass, Garth to Wayne, Mini Me to Dr. Evil, and Jay to Silent Bob. Snoochie Boochies.
Noochie Boochies.
Noochie Boochies.
Let's see here. Jason Foley, he had a couple. He had the Drunk Boat Captain to the Archer in the Fellowship of the Rings.
I think does he have the right sidekick? He's calling Jack Sparrow the sidekick in that.
I don't know. He said the Drunk Boat Captain to the Archer in the Fellowship.
Yeah, Orlando Bloom was the Archer from the Fellowship.
Oh,
And-
I got it now. I got you.
You see what he's doing there? Yeah.
Well, technically, Orlando Bloom was supposed to be the main star of that series. Then
Technically.
it came out.
Then they made the movie.
Yes.
And
The scoundrel to the whiny kid that eventually trusted his instincts and blew up not a moon. Oh, Han Solo. And the dad from Family Matters to the detective in the #1 Christmas movie. That would be Die Hard. Nice. I like that one. Let's see here. We got a couple other ones we'll get through here. Doug, #1 fan, had number 5, Jason. Number 4, Blake.
This is the best list.
Number 3, Scab Jeff. Number 2, Jeff. Number 1, Jim.
Yes,
Does he even put his
you're
own
the star.
son?
you're the
we're on
star,
your
Brian.
sidekick.
Oh, I get it now. Awesome.
His son is the star of the show.
Thanks, Dan.
Randall Holt. RJ Holt 666. He's not evil.
That way.
He had Monica Lewinsky. Giselle Bundchen.
Oh, this is the side chicks. Okay.
Side chicks.
Alicia Keys. Angeline Jolie. And Marilyn Monroe. Well done. I still like your mashed potatoes better. Let's see. Big Dev. He had Enziguri, the Yokojiri, the skipping sidekick, the tiger faint kick, and number one, obviously, sweet chin music from Shawn Michaels.
They're actual
Those are all-
sidekicks.
That's awesome. Well done.
Nikki.
You're like Insaguri. I'm like, well, I don't think I know who that is.
Nikki from New Zealand. First off, congrats on your new baby next week. Let's see here. Sidekick. Sidekick LX was number 5. Sidekick ID. Sidekick 3. Sidekick 2. And Sidekick. There you go. Let's see here. Jim stopped sending them in. Stork at Besotted Geek had short
Jimmy
round.
Rickens had 2.
Short round. Number 4, Felix Leiter.
Lighter.
Leader.
Felix Leiter.
Number 3, Luigi. Number 2, Dick Grayson. Good call. Number 1, the 1990 movie starring Jonathan Brandis and Chuck Norris. Honorable mention, the intern fax machine.
Those are fighting words.
And finally, Kevin at formerly Cincy Explorer had Paul Schaefer. Oh, that's a good one. Garth. Dwight Schrute. Goose. And Chewbacca. Honorable mention, Robin Quivers, Pedro Sanchez, and George Costanza. Thought about George. That was a good one, too.
I had Costanza on my honorable mention.
Anyone else have honorable mentions?
I had the Suzuki sidekick.
Mm-hmm.
And Brody from Mallrats.
Oh, that's a good one.
You didn't have the Sidekick app, Jeff, that lets you do like
Brody.
Yeah, no, I don't understand that sidekick app. I couldn't figure out what it did. So if I can't figure it out, it ain't going to be on my list. At least Pediasure, I know what that does.
Blake, you got anything?
Yeah, more people that I could use in real life.
Mm-hmm.
The lone gunman from the X-Files. Alfred, the one from Gotham.
Oh,
Because he'll actually punch somebody.
Yeah. Doc Holliday from Tombstone.
Oh, good sidekick.
did you pick Alfred from Gotham, the TV series, because he did something the police
Yes.
couldn't do? Stop crime?
And he can cook for me.
Yes. Good call.
Yes. And then both Katos. The Kato from the Green Hornet and the Kato from the Pink Panther series.
Oh.
and Kato Kalin.
Oh, I thought, yeah. That's what,
No, all you'll do is live out in my shed in the backyard.
Well,
Isn't that enough? That's what a sidekick does.
September 17th through the 19th, KatoCon
And
coming to
for some
Duke
reason, I
Energy
wrote
Convention
down
Center.
Andrew Ridgely. I don't know why, but
Andrew Ridgely.
Wake me up before you go.
I want to congratulate myself on making it through another year of not hearing Wham's Christmas song.
Wham kidding.
I made it.
This year was very easy since I didn't leave the house.
Yeah, I completed it Whamageddon. So
It was pretty easy to make it through Whamageddon.
Yeah, hopefully 2000.
I almost used my jukebox app to constantly try and play songs at Dana Gardens from Mariah Carey. Do it remotely and torture you.
it was nice enough that we had a few people there for a private party for New Year's, and the one girl kept on playing the song.
What song would that be?
I'm not going to mention it.
But now that Christmas is over, Mariah Carey can return to the sea only to emerge again next year.
She was the only thing missing from the shitty New Year's shows this year, wasn't she?
Could someone tell me what Jennifer Lopez was wearing?
I can't. I didn't.
I didn't watch them.
Nisi said that her husband thought it was an S&M cage. I think that's who said it. Somebody did. Somebody said it was S&M cage. I'm not really sure what it was. It was like a giant
Maybe she's trying to be,
bird cage.
contemporary and, having to compete with that WAP stuff.
Yeah. Bad idea of the week, number 802, Mariah Carey. So there you go.
He's a horrible idea.
All I want for Christmas is you.
Anyways, so thanks everybody for listening. Hopefully 2021's better. Hopefully, if we don't get the flu from COVID vaccines, we'll all be in the studio sometime this year. Maybe. Hopefully.
My chair is painted.
Hey, Jeff. Or Jim, whatever your name is. Jim. I took your chair to the anal workshop. Oh, yeah.
He wasn't wearing pants.
He got his ass groove in your chair.
Actually, it's the Mac. It's now the Mac 2000. Was that from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
the sex doll?
The Mac's exercise chair.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ass blaster.
Yeah, the ass blaster.
I did use my toe knife on it. Let's see. So, titles for the show. Anybody got anything? We're not doing anal workshop.
Let's see,
I got anal workshop.
Side chicks and side kicks.
I have Hobie casting couch.
I've got funky cold Moderna.
I got To the Death.
Ooh.
I don't think that's an earth I want to live on.
Nelson Mandela was the sidekick of apartheid.
Oh God, no.
A lot like an anal workshop.
I said no.
You just said no to anal workshop. I added to it.
Because Barney Fife is better.
What was that?
Because Barney Fife is better.
I had that too because Barney Fife is better. Question mark. The plot is unknown at this time.
I had the plot is unknown.
I like that one.
You say his title is unknown at this time.
I was unknown at this time.
I had The Corpse of Chris Penn.
Of course you did. I almost wrote that down.
Wow. I had squatters' rights. I had You've Only Asked Once. And Shut Up, Meg.
Shut up, Meg.
I do like the side chicks and side kicks from Blake. I do like the plot is unknown, though. Brian, you got anything?
Let's see. I've got Hobie says plot is unknown. Hashtag throwing anal. This podcast is an anal workshop.
God, I missed
close the McDonald's. China, the dead wrestler? Question mark. And since it's very prevalent, Josh Gad has no butthole.
So he couldn't go to the workshop.
Or maybe he should go to the workshop.
Yeah, he'll go to the mouth workshop. He'll be fine. So I guess
That would
everyone.
be the oral workshop.
Yes,
Jason.
oral. Sorry.
The mouth workshop.
I could do that for a
This
title.
podcast is a mouth workshop.
The mouth workshop.
This podcast is a mouth workshop.
Okay, so where are we going with? The plot is unknown.
Plot is unknown
Sounds
at this
good.
time.
This time.
At this time?
At this time.
Okay. Thanks, everybody, for listening. And
Or anal workshop.
Stop it. We'll be back next week.
Oral workshop.
Stop it. Roger says goodbye.
Goodbye.
Okay, we ready? Sound good in there? All right, cool. All right, Alan Sherman, 12 Days of Christmas parody for History of Bad Ideas, take one. On the first day of Christmas, Hobie gave to me a Japanese transistor radio on the... What? Really? All right. Okay, all right, I can do it, okay. Alan Sherman, 12 Days of Christmas parody for History of Bad Ideas, take 2. On the first day of Christmas, Hobie gave to me a history of bad ideas I owe you. On the second day of Christmas, Hobie gave to me green polka dot pajamas and a history of bad ideas. What? Really? Well, that too? Okay. All right. Okay. We'll take it from the top again. All right. Alan Sherman, 12 Days of Christmas parody for History of Bad Ideas, take 3. On the first day of Christmas, Hobie gave to me a history of bad ideas I owe you. On the second day of Christmas, Hobie gave to me 2 IOUs and a history of bad ideas I owe you. It's a Nakashima. On the third day of Christmas, Hobie gave to me a calendar book with the name of my insurance man, 2 IOUs and a... Now what? Are you serious? They didn't get the calendar book... Okay, all right, fine. All right, can you just dub this in? Just dub this in. I don't want to start from the beginning again, okay? All right, cool. Let's see, where am I? Okay, yeah. 3 IOUs, 2 IOUs, and a history of bad ideas I owe you. It's better than money. On the 4th day of Christmas, Hobie gave to me... Are you... Really? Nothing? Not the whole thing? I mean, what the fuck? What the fuck am I doing the song for then? All right, fine. You know what? I'm done. Let's just get this over with, okay? 12 IOUs, 11 IOUs, 10 IOUs, 9 IOUs, 8 IOUs, 7 IOUs, 6 IOUs, 5 IOUs, 4 IOUs, 3 IOUs, 2 IOUs, and a history of bad ideas I owe you.
You are listening to a Hobie.